sad news as well. And John, let's talk about Lucas Ransom, who killed today by possibly a great white shark.
Yeah, that's the word we're hearing. The Fish and Game is still trying to identify the shark. Right now they're saying it's somewhere between 14 and 20 feet long.
And Lucas was a student at Perris High School. I believe he's a 2008 graduate. Right. And the reason we're talking here on HS Game Time Live, he was an outstanding athlete for the Panthers in swimming and water polo, right?
Right. Both him and his brother were star swimmers for Perris High and led them to CIF finals for several years in a row. And he was going to UC Santa Barbara, where he was studying chemical engineering. So
not only was this young man, you know, a great athlete for Perris, who has had some really terrific swimming success over the last few years, but also an outstanding student as well. I mean, chemical engineering at UC Santa Barbara is not an easy major to take on.
That's right. He was top 5 in his class when he graduated from Perris High, and he was also taking AP classes, so he was really on a fast track to success.
Right. And let's talk about, for the second, what do we know right now? We know he was boogie boarding, but what else happened?
He went out with a friend of his, another Perris graduate, and he'd gone surfing several times, but this was the first time he'd been to this beach north of Santa Barbara off Vandenberg Air Force Base.
All right.
And about shortly before 9 a.m., they were about 100 yards offshore, and his friends saw Lucas go under, and his boogie board popped back up to the top with a sizable chunk out of it from a bite that the great white had taken.
And there's a picture of that boogie board right now. It's kind of a weird picture because it's actually sideways, but you can see how big that's a good sized boogie board, and that gash out of that is pretty amazing as well.
And Lucas suffered a severe injury to his left leg. Don't know the extent of how much the shark got or not, but his friend pulled him to shore, and by the time paramedics got there, Lucas had died.
What's interesting about this is that shark attacks in California are not uncommon, but being killed by a shark has been extremely rare in the region. You know, anywhere in the United States, obviously. Talk about that for a moment as well.
Yeah, last year we had a similar great white attack with a girl getting killed near San Diego, and that was an anomaly at that point. We had another attack earlier this year where a great white bit into a guy's kayak while he was out on the ocean, and some scientists are saying the warmer waters might be bringing the great whites closer into our area.
Right. Interesting as well. Okay, well, we'll keep an eye on this story as well. Perris High School was doing for the homecoming game. They were doing something tonight as well, right?
Yeah. I talked to the athletic director today, and he was running around all day just trying to get the game underway, and then news broke late this afternoon about Lucas, and it really cast a shock for the rest of the team. It's
got to be difficult for Perris to go through this because, I mean, when you have a student and an athlete who is as great as that one, as he was, I mean, everyone's going to take that one very, very hard as well.
Yeah, they said the aquatic program is really one big family.
Right.
And so,
well, because most likely it is, because most of the aquatic programs they go from kindergarten on up, and it's just one of those deals.
And the coach was headed up to Santa Barbara to be with the family today, and I know Perris High School was going to be doing a moment of silence at their homecoming game tonight. Okay.